Today is September 24th, 2013, and we are interviewing Alfred P. Galvan at the Illinois State Library. Alfred is how old?
90.
90 years old, having been born on
August 23rd, 1923,
thank you.
in St. Joseph, Missouri.
My name is Helen Connect, and I will be the interviewer. Alfred, could you state for the recording what war and branch of the service you served in?
I served in the at Fort Knox, Kentucky, training the troops, and I spent most of my time there. That was from 19. Trying to remember the 19th April. I don't remember. I know it was in April. Okay, so long ago, and I think around April of 17, around Easter time, is when I left for the service. I was drafted. And from there, I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I trained the troops because I had 6 years of ROTC, 4 years, 4 years of ROTC, and then that's why they kept me training the troops. That's the reason.
Interesting.
I had the
What branch of the
experience.
service was that?
The Army,
The Army?
yeah,
And what was your rank in the Army?
a corporal.
Corporal? Okay. Where did you serve at while you were in the service?
I was in Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Okay. And when you were there, did you get involved with the culture,
With the who?
with the community? Were you involved with the community?
Well, I used to go out with the girls when I used to go out there. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But that was involved. That's the only involvement I could get there.
Is that where you met your wife?
No.
No?
I met you don't want to know now, do you?
Oh, that's up to you.
I knew my wife when she was small, and we go to same church, St. Francis of Assisi Church.
Uh-huh.
It's on Roosevelt and Halsted in Chicago. It's the second oldest church in Chicago in 1853. And that's how I got to meet her, first time.
Nice.
She got married, I got married. Both of our spouses, my wife passed away, her husband passed away, and then we met after that.
Oh,
And it's already 32 years, and I have the happiest man in the world with Inez Galvan. Her name is Inez, and she's a beautiful lady.
oh, it's very sweet. Okay, while you were stationed in the Army, did you have any mementos that you kept?
No, yes, I did. In the stomach, I popped up a little bit, something popped up there, and that was the only thing, like a hernia or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. While you were, did you serve any combat?
No, I
No.
never got a chance to because I was training,
Okay, all right.
as I said before. Make sure that you found that out.
Mm-hmm. And were you awarded any medals or citations?
Just Purple Heart, that was only.
Mm-hmm.
But let me see.
You were mentioning earlier you received a citation.
The what?
You mentioned earlier that you had received a citation.
I helped somebody that got hurt there, and I received a citation for that there.
Mm-hmm. Was that the one that was so long that you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. And I just received that recently from Washington, D.C., that from the American Legion National in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm. Did they mail it to you or did someone present it to you?
No. They tried to send it to the mail. But I had soldiers from Washington, D.C. came down where I lived to give me an award. And I have a picture with them, also with them.
Oh, what type of award was it?
For being in the service, for my serving time in the service.
Mm-hmm.
I also I opened up a founded a job for veterans, which I'm the founder of that there. I have a scholarship in my name now, the Alfred P. Galvan Scholarship,
Mhm.
that I give a lot of scholarships. I have a golf outing in my name, the Alfred P. Galvan golf outing, to make money for scholarships.
Wow,
See,
impressive.
yeah, and I don't know anymore. They're just popping up right now.
You also had the honor of meeting 3 presidents, I heard.
Pardon?
You also had the honor of meeting 3 presidents?
Yes. I met Bush, his father, and Ronald Reagan, and I have photos with them.
Oh, wow.
I can, that I can show.
Mhm. Did they sign them for you?
I think Ronald Reagan did,
Mhm.
and I think they all signed except one of them, which is the last one. What's his name? One of them did not sign it because they sent it to me
Mhm.
with that there, but the rest of them signed it and gave it to me. Okay, that was it.
That was quite an honor to meet 3 presidents.
Yeah, well, I thought it was.
Mhm. Yeah,
How many people get to meet presidents?
I haven't yet either. Okay. When you were in the service, did you get along with your fellow officers and soldiers?
Always.
Mhm.
Oh, you get shot in the back. No, I'm good. Don't put that down there. No, I was very nice to them.
Mhm.
I figured they were just like I was. And being in the ROTC, a captain in the ROTC at high school level, I know how to train the troops already. That's why they made me as a trainee.
Mhm.
That helped me a lot.
Oh,
Saved my
yeah.
soul.
Did you keep a personal journal or diary while you were in the
Oh,
service?
no. You know, when you're young like this here, you don't think about having a diary. I never thought about it until you tell me now about a diary. No, I never made it, but it was up here,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. Assuming you probably had letters and stuff from home, from loved ones?
Yes, I did. Even on an honor roll trip, I received so many letters that they had roll call, and, and they took us out to Washington, and I says, "Gee, there was a lot of letters I used to get, all the time." And like on an honor roll, I received about 30 letters
Mhm.
from different people.
Uh-huh. That's great. Okay. Do you have any experiences that you remember that stand out that you can share with us?
The only thing is, I remembered one fella. He was up in the mountain there, and he was training and shooting, and he was going to shoot somebody, and I just hit him like this here in the neck like that so he could stop, and that kind of saved his life. It was up on a slope, okay, and he never got a chance to get that 50 caliber machine gun.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And were you able to stay in touch with your family then too when you were in the service?
Yes, they used to send letters. I would send. I was a crazy. I hated to, but they said I hated to write.
Were you allowed phone calls?
What is it?
Were you allowed phone calls?
Calls. We were too poor to make phone calls, so
Mhm.
I would make a call. We're allowed to make calls
Mhm.
once a month,
I see.
and
Once
free
a month.
calls.
I can't imagine going without
Yeah.
once a month.
So if you wanted to do it, I only made $30 a month at that
Mhm.
time. Okay, now they make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
$30, and then part of it had to go to my mother.
Wow. Yeah, that would not go too far nowadays.
No, and I came from a poor family, but luckily that I was able to work for a gentleman, a Jewish jeweler, and I happened to work for him, and I learned so much, even languages, Yiddish, Nunu, Mahaleb, and all of that. I spoke a little bit of that there,
Mm-hmm.
and languages. and I learned Spanish from a priest because I didn't get a chance. I had Spanish in high school, but the poor lady didn't know how to speak Spanish. Yeah, verbs and all that, that's what I learned, but that's not speaking. So I had to learn all over. And a priest from St. Francis of Assisi Church taught me how. Because I said something that it was the wrong way. The minutes. And I said minutos it's a slang language for actas. See? So he says, I'm going to teach you how to speak Spanish. So he did.
Well, that's nice. He took you under his wing there.
Yes, he did.
Okay. Did you have anything that you carried for good luck?
For good luck?
Mm-hmm.
I did, but and moving around and getting married and losing a wife, I lost that there. Somebody took it. I don't know who took it.
What was it?
It was I had a picture of the four of us, the veterans of four of us, and I treasured that there because they were my buddies, and I lost them. And, I did want to, so I could place it up in the, like now would have it in there. And I have a brother also that was in the service, and he went on later. He received the Silver Star, died serving the life of four boys.
Wow.
But I never got to see him anymore. He went to see my dad in Mexico. Coming back in Texas, San Antonio, Texas, or the border town rather, they grabbed him right away and sent him into the service. Never got to see him after that.
Oh, wow.
But he received a Silver Star saving the life of four boys, of his buddies, I mean.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have plenty of supplies and things that you needed when you were in the service?
I always got good reports from the Salvation Army, but the Red Cross would charge us. I don't know if you heard that before.
No, I had not.
Yeah, I asked anybody that got help from them. So I always try to help the Salvation Army wherever I can do it. And the Red Cross, I don't favor them. Let's put it that way.
That's interesting. I did not know that. And what was the food like there in the military?
What?
What was the food like in the military?
Well, you had to stay in line all the time. Like in the Navy, they eat good, but in the Army, you don't eat that well.
Oh, really? It's probably where some of those expressions came from for the description of food.
Yeah. I always talk when I talk with fellows from the Navy. He said, where were you, Al? I was in the Army. Yeah. You said you were in the Navy? He said, yeah, but you ate good. I didn't eat good like you did.
Oh.
You're out there. You go in line over there in the Navy. They got good food and everything else.
Did you have a chance to join the Navy, or were you went?
No. Always
Army.
I was taken.
Yeah. Okay. What things did you do in the service for entertainment?
For entertainment, sometimes it would once in a great while that you hear from stars coming down and sing for us.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Any
yeah.
special ones stand out in mind?
Being 18 years old and I'm 90 now, I don't know. I don't remember. But I do know that they used to bring some singers and like that there to entertain.
Nice. And what did you do when you were on leave?
Oh, we would go out and sometimes I couldn't go to a tavern because I was too young. I wasn't 21. Well, we would go out and meet girls. That's all we used to do.
That's important when you're 18 and 19.
19 years old. What can a 19-year-old boy do?
Yeah. And do you remember anything particularly humorous or unusual while you were out about on the town?
Oh, I'm trying to keep this out of it. Humorous. Well, first of all, I was too young to drink,
Mm-hmm.
so I was out of taverns. Okay, we would go to with the guys. 3 or 4 of us would go down there and just have a good time. Go to a movie house or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, uh,
No dance halls?
uh, there was one. Yeah, you're right. I just remember that there was a dance hall, and I was a pretty good dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I am not. I'm not. At 12 years old, I had a teacher that taught me how to dance. Can you imagine that?
That's great.
12 years old, Miss Einhorn, her name was. I'll never forget her name because she taught me my life. So I learned ballroom dancing, and
Were
then I
you into
started.
the swing music?
Oh
Benny
yeah,
Goodman and
and I still do it.
oh, wonderful.
I still do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. It's always nice to find a gentleman who
My
likes to dance.
my wife says, "Hon, why don't you dance with that lady over there?" Oh no, she's too old for me. She would tell you the same thing right now.
Love it. Oh. Did you or any of your buddies pull any pranks on each other?
Um, I try not to. I wasn't that kind of kid,
Mm-hmm.
pranks on anybody. I wouldn't want anybody to do it to me.
Sure.
What was good for the goose is good for the gander, they say.
That's true. Did you happen to bring any photographs or anything with you that you'd like to share?
Oh, they didn't tell me nothing like that
Oh,
there.
that's fine.
But I have pictures of all the presidents that I met in
Mhm.
Washington, D.C. Uh, uh, Reagan, Bush, and Mr. Bush, and the- his son Bush.
Mhm.
I have pictures with them. Uh, those three, I know. I remember that. I met Clinton personally, uh, like the Jesse White now. Jesse White is a personal friend of mine.
Oh.
Every time he speaks to me, it's in Spanish, not English.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I did not know
He's-
that.
He speaks perfect Spanish.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Like today, I met him.
Mhm.
¿Cómo estás? Bien, tú?
Mhm.
Okay. With all Spanish.
Mhm.
He's some kind of guy.
Well, yes, he is. That's amazing. Okay. Do you recall the day your service ended, and where were you when that day happened?
Well, the day it happened, I was stationed in Fort Knox, Kentucky. We had to wait 30 days before we left anyhow.
Mhm.
But other than that, I was so glad that everything was going to be fine. The atomic bomb was set out, and that's what helped us. If you remember that, it was the atomic bomb that saved us, and you see all those soldiers coming back home.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I bet that was quite exciting to see that.
yeah.
Mhm. Did you have other soldiers that were discharged with you?
Yeah, there was one Hispanic, Reyes, Tony Reyes. Um, Tony Reyes, but he passed away just recently. Ambrosio Padrano, and he's still living. But the rest of them, I guess, branched out. Some went to California, some went different places to Texas, San Antonio, Texas. A lot. Well, a lot of them moved. A lot of them got married. A lot of them passed away.
Mhm.
That's just what's happening now.
Do you keep in touch with any of them?
No, because they all moved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about Chicago. And when I left for the service, I left at 728 was 14th place. I don't know if you ever seen or heard of Maxwell Street.
Mhm.
It's where everybody comes over to sell their goods and everything else. And it was even in the geography book at that time, Maxwell Street.
Mhm.
And there was the League of Nations there, Russians, Chinese, Indians dancing, and things like that. It was amazing. I remember that. I remember the Levitt brothers were so famous for their corned beef
Mhm.
all over. And I remembered my church that I went to, St. Francis of Assisi, which was made in 1853, and it's still there.
Wow.
And I got married there.
Mm.
And the University of Illinois is right across the street.
All right. We like the
Mhm.
U of I. Now, did your groups, do they have any reunions that you still attend? Or?
No,
No?
no. The reason for that, all of us branched out when we
Mhm.
went out our ways. And you're talking about 50, 60 years, 70 years old ago. You know.
Mhm.
So some got married and they moved. Some moved to California. Some moved out to Texas. Some moved out to Kansas. Let me see. Some moved out to Aurora, where a lot of Hispanics are, and the Plainfield.
Mhm.
You know, they all moved. Once they had a little money, they moved out.
Okay. Do you belong to any veterans organization?
I belong to the American GI Forum,
Mhm.
the largest Hispanic veterans group in the United States. I belong to the American Legion. Um, um, let's see. There's number 7, post number 7. In fact, I was one of the founding members of that there.
Mhm.
I was a founding member of the American GI Forum as a founding member. I have a scholarship in my name, like I said before, the Alfred P. Galvan Scholarship.
Mhm.
Uh, I have a golf outing in my name.
Do you play golf?
Once in a while,
Mhm.
but I'm the entertainer for them. You know, I greet everybody since it's in my name. So I've been very fortunate
Mhm.
that I was able to help our veterans in one way or the other, and that's my main goal: is to help each other,
Mhm.
our veterans.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had opened up a uh, veterans program to help our veterans get jobs and everything else when they came out.
And that's in Chicago?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh,
Are you still involved with it actively or?
I try. It's a little harder for me to travel now.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm 90 years old, and everything you got to travel in a car, unless my wife takes me. We take turns. We drive around. Um, but other than that, we still go to banquets. We go to dances. We go do this there. We go to lunches. We eat out all the time in the evening.
Mhm.
Make it easy for us, you know. Our life is short now,
Mhm.
but I have a very understanding wife. That's one thing I can tell you. I love her very much.
She sounds like a really nice lady.
She is,
Wish I
and a
could meet her.
beautiful lady. She is. She's very good looking.
All right. Okay. Has being in the service and the experiences that you were involved in, how has that affected your life now as a civilian?
Well, it hasn't affected me, but it has been a good conversation with other people as we talk about different places they were in the service also.
Mhm.
But when I had that program for veterans, you know, to get jobs,
Mhm.
sometimes I'll put it in there and tell them that I was also like they were in the shoes they are in. And they're so happy then that
Mhm.
it's going to happen to them too. I says, okay.
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 And has anyone ever thanked you for serving your country?
I I could. I love this country.
Has
This
anyone ever
country.
come up to you and told you thank you for serving your country?
What?
Has anyone ever come up to you and said thank you for serving?
All the time. Oh, even here. Thank you for serving. They say this here. In the restaurants, I'll put this, I'll always go with the hat on,
Mhm.
cap on. Thank you for serving. I don't care where I go. Thank you for serving.
That has to make you feel pretty good.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh, thank you.
Even
I do
here,
appreciate you serving.
even here, thank you for serving when they see that.
Okay, we're just about done here.
Fine.
Would you encourage young men and women today to enlist?
Oh, yeah. This is their country. This is our country. And whatever we can do to help our country, we have to do it.
Mhm.
I mean, we work here, we live here. I says, and this is what we got to do. I like to encourage them.
Mhm.
I encourage them also to go to school, to take ROTC, and like my granddaughter says, Grandpa, she had a choice of 3 different schools, University of Illinois, another one, and then Notre Dame. I said, Laura, if something like this ever got to me, I would want to go to Notre Dame. They paid for the education for her. It's $40,000 a year. So she graduated from Notre Dame. And I tell that to different girls and boys, finish your school.
Mhm.
It's so important in life. Because if you want to go sell hamburgers, better not go to school all your life.
Mhm.
Okay.
You got it right.
This is the term I always use to one of the schools, name a school, a room in my name, the Alfred Galvan room.
Mhm.
I thought it was nice.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's quite an honor. Okay, how do you feel about how the war is depicted in movies?
To the what?
How do you feel about how the war is depicted in movies nowadays?
The war is affecting the movies.
Well, how they depict it.
Oh,
Are they doing it accurately or?
some of them are, but most of them are. It's only a movie. I look at it as a movie only, and it doesn't mean that you got to do it
Mhm.
like they do. But some take it personally. They do, and to me, a movie is a movie.
Mhm.
But I don't go to that many movies. I go once in 5 years. Every 5 years, I go to a movie house. Yeah, that it.
Keep going. Okay. How do you feel about how the history of the war is being taught in school these days?
How do I feel?
Mhm.
I think that they should tell them the whole story, not keep it away from them, so they'll know what they're getting into. If they do, I think it's best to tell them that we weren't told nothing. We just went in there. Tell them how our boys and girls were in the service and all that there.
Mhm.
They have a book on that that the American JF Forum put out, and it tells you all the about all our soldiers, all our Congressional Medal of Honors. We have 52 Congressional Medal of Honors, more than any other ethnic group.
Mhm.
I don't know if you knew it. I have a book on that too.
Mhm. Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Oh yes. Uh, did you know that in Moline, Illinois, they have a place they call Hero Street? You heard that?
No, I have not.
Okay, where 8 young men died out of that little town, Moline, Illinois.
Mhm.
And what they did, they put their names, like in a row, and they call it Hero Street.
Oh, wow.
So if you ever go down there, you got to see that there
I will make a point to.
in Moline, Illinois.
Mhm.
And it's called Hero Street.
What?
8 brothers.
Mhm. Wow. What branch of the service were they in?
Army.
Army.
They were all drafted.
Oh.
Those little towns, they get drafted over there.
Mhm. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, this is our country. We should do everything we can for this country. Uh, it's been good to me, and I guess it's going to be good for others.
Mhm.
And the main thing I say to everyone in my speeches, if they're youth, finish your school, finish your college. It's so important. Unless you want to sell hamburgers, that's what I tell them.
Oh. Well, it's been a pleasure interviewing you today. I've really enjoyed it. And as a token of our appreciation for you coming here, I'd like to present this pin to you.
Uh-oh.
You can just stay right there because I need you on the camera.
You can sit down.
Okay.
We appreciate you taking the time and coming down here to talk to us about this. And
It's good because it's not lost now.
Mhm.
It's here.
mhm,
Uh,
exactly.
It's too bad that if I'd have known this, I could have dug out some more. And say like the pictures with all the presidents. And then I received from the American Legion from Washington, D.C., a great big plaque like that,
Mhm.
and awarded to Alfred P. Galvan for the service he had given us and so forth.
Mm.
It's a beautiful
Do you have it
citation.
hanging on the wall?
Yes.
Good thing.
Okay.
Well, I'd like to thank you.
I want to
For-
thank both of you. So I know it's not much, but it's something.
We appreciate it, and we thank you for serving our country and protecting us.
Oh,
And
Thank you.
at that time, that was a long time ago. Let's see, I'm 90 now. How many years? I was 18 years,
70.
71?
somewhere around there. 71? Oh my God.
And you're still a spring chick.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
you make me feel good.
oh. Well, I've really enjoyed interviewing you.
Oh,
You've shared some wonderful stories with us, and
oh,
do
that's
appreciate
okay. There's some that in between. It's like when I was coming down here, I says, I should have brought that citation I got from the American Legion, Washington, D.C. I could have seen that one there.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful citation.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I was amazed that they remember you. Uh-huh.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Galvin. I appreciate it.
Muchas gracias.